Well, good morning everyone. Hope you are doing good and having a great week. To all my returning subscribers, thank you for your support. And to all our viewers and those recently subscribed, thank you and welcome to this channel. So today we'll be talking about silver bars, and for this video, I'll be splitting it into two parts. For the first part of the video, I'll be adding more vintage silver bars to my Guardhouse box. And for the second part, we'll be talking a little bit about an obscure silver bar minted by a private Australian minting company. Let's jump into the first part of the video, and the silver bars that I'll be adding into the Guardhouse box are from Engelhards, and for this video I'll be adding two additional bars that I picked up from LPM of Singapore. Engelhard 1 ounce vintage silver bars are not easy to find here in Singapore. They do carry a significant premium, and that holds true for these two bars that I found from LPM. These being priced significantly more than the more generic 1 ounce silver bars that they carry, but I was quite happy to find these two at LPM. These were the only two that I have, and surprisingly there's a variety with these two when you take a look at the other silver bars that I have in my collection. The first silver bar over here is one that I actually already have. This is a pretty generic portrait series silver bar with the 3 full Engelhard logo on the reverse and the E logo on the globe. These bars were minted from 1981 to 1985 according to allengelhard.com, and there's a mintage of 1,150,000 of these bars. The E logo on the globe is the one with the smooth finish, and for these style of portrait bars you can find 3 different type of varieties. The other two will have the frosted finish, and this bar here is similar to the one that I picked up previously from LPM. You can see that both the E logo here has the smooth finish. And if you'd like to learn more about these style of portrait silver bars, I've already done an extensive video talking about them, and I'll leave the link to that video at the end of this video. Just as a quick recap, these style of silver bars were minted by Engelhard from 1981 to 1985, and there was a mintage of 1,150,000. So these are considered as common bars. Anyway, with this bar now in my collection, let me just go ahead and pop it into a capsule. And here we have the first bar all done. The second bar that I picked up is the one with the variety. This is something that I don't currently have in my collection, so pretty stoked to have this. And if you look at this silver bar here, this is again a portrait style silver bar with the 3 full Engelhard logo on the reverse. But if we take a look at the globe over here and at the letter E, the letter E over here is actually smaller than the letter E that I showed you on the previous bars. As a quick comparison, here's a quick look at 2 bars side by side. Here's the previous bar that I showed you with the larger letter E, and here's the variety that I just recently picked up with the smaller letter E. The letter E over here has a frosted finish, and if we take a look at the information released in allengelhard.com, it appears that these bars were minted in 1981, and there's a mintage of 400,000. Although allengelhard.com did mention that many of these style of bars did not survive melting, so there's actually no clear indication of how many of these are actually in circulation. A great way to identify this variety of silver bars is that the letter E is above this line over here in the center of the globe. And if we take a further look at the information released at allengelhard.com, this style of letter E was present or is present in another style of bar that has the MC motto right on the bottom. So for this style of bar in allengelhard.com, it's sometimes referred to as the E without the MC logo on it. And both this style of bar and the bar with the EMC logo on the obverse of the bars will have each a mintage of 400,000. This particular silver bar here has the serial number of 49164 with a prefix of FB, and that's also indicated in the allengelhard.com sample serial numbers. While the first bar that I showed you has the serial number of 65717 with the prefix of FK. According to allengelhard.com, there's a variety that exists with the bars with the small E logo, and that's the one without the serial number. And for that bar, there's a mintage of just 2000, so pretty rare. Unfortunately, I don't have that bar for my collection, but I'm pretty stoked to have this. So let's just go ahead and pop this into a capsule. And here's the second bar all done. And with the addition of those 2 bars to my collection, I now have 8 Engelhard 1 ounce bars to go into the Guardhouse box. And with that review all done, that completes the first part of this video. Let's move on now to the second part, where we talk about an obscure Australian silver bar. But before we talk about that, I'd just like to put it out there that I do have a crowdfunding page on Buy Me a Coffee, the link of which you can find in the description text of my YouTube homepage. So go ahead and click on that and have a look, and I would appreciate any support that you guys can give, as this channel here is not monetized. Alright, with that all done, let's go ahead and take a look at an Australian silver bar. Okay, we're back. Thank you for staying on. So the bar that we're going to be talking about is actually minted by ABC Bullion. I do have a few of their silver rounds over here on display. This design of silver bar is something that I recently discovered. I don't have it in my collection yet, but the design of the bar takes after the Eureka, the ABC Bullion Eureka silver round. According to the limited information that I found online, these 1 ounce bars were issued out by the ABC Bullion Sydney office, and they are struck in 1 ounce silver as well as various sizes of gold. For the 1 ounce silver bars, these bars are struck in 9995 purity of silver. They have a weight of 31.1036 grams, a length of 47 millimeters, a width of 27 millimeter, and a thickness of approximately 2.3 millimeter with a smooth edge. All the bars are usually issued out or seen in a blister pack, and on the pack itself you'll see the logo and the name of ABC Bullion as well as the composition of the metal. I visited the ABC Bullion showroom in Perth, Brisbane and Melbourne, and while all of them carry the Eureka silver round, none of them carry the Eureka silver bar or the gold equivalent. And I've actually asked the staff at the Brisbane ABC Bullion office if he knew anything about the silver bar, and he actually mentioned to me that he had never seen one before. I was recently in Sydney and I visited the ABC Bullion Sydney headquarters office, which is located near George Street, and I wanted to clarify and get more information about the Eureka 1 ounce silver bar and perhaps pick one up for myself. Unfortunately, when I was there, the silver spot prices was at the all-time high, reaching almost $50 US, and outside the ABC Bullion office or their showroom, there was actually a pretty long queue, which you can see in this clip over here. So I wasn't able to get in, and as such unable to clarify or get more information about these obscure Eureka 1 ounce silver bars. It's very likely that these bars have already been discontinued as they are no longer offered on the ABC Bullion website, and for the moment the pictures of the bars are the only ones that I have currently for my collection or for the information sharing. I've seen a couple of listings for these bars on the secondary market or on the online platforms like eBay. However, premiums for these bars are extremely high, so I hesitated in pulling the trigger to buy them, to add them to my collection. But if any of you guys out there do own these bars, or if you know more about it, do share your information or what you know about these bars in the comment section below. And with that, I guess that will do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the Engelhard vintage 1 ounce silver bars, as well as the obscure Eureka silver bar issued out by ABC Bullion in Australia. If you do have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, don't forget to leave me a like if you've enjoyed this content, and be sure to hit that share and subscribe buttons down here if you have not done so. As always, from everybody over here, y'all please take care, be safe, and have a nice day.